It's another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. The day, eyes on, you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I are safe and We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I'm on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you need it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me, I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky.
Optimistic beats, optimistic beats,
Got my Cali booted up, yeah, it's time to hack. Got the IP in scope, now I attack. You likely don't know I wear a black hat. Where's your SQL database? Let me grab that. And all the people in the place saying play that. Even if your password's hashed, I'm gonna crack that. Let me go and pass that back with the fast track. We can think it's slow or fast, I got the hashtag. Even if it doesn't last, I'm gonna grab that. Every kind of persistence and I will come back. Responders gonna listen and I'll get that call back. Someone tell Eminem I'll never fall flat, cause all of them, I don't sound whack. I can rap, I can hack, yeah, all that. Cause unlike all of them, I don't sound whack. I can rap, I can hack, yeah, all that. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Black hoodie on, black hoodie on. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Get your terminals up as we listen to the song. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Black hoodie on, black hoodie on. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Get your terminals up as we listen to the song. This verse is for the career coaches. I really hope it hurts, cause y'all are the real vultures. You're lining up your purse that doesn't fit our culture. You're getting rich off the poor, you're a poser. I told ya, if you're good, you don't need the cash. Now you're gonna feel my wrath. I just want you to see the fact that more than half these acts are just a money trap. So I will trash in raps, I don't want none of that. And I will smash with passion every scummy act. If you react with madness, you can run it back. And if you disagree, your thinking's incomplete, because they're preying on the noobs in our industry. And here's what we can do to bring their misery. We can make them feel accessible for you and me. All the content that we make, we do for free. And it is time. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Hacks Monday Live. My name is Tyler Ramsey. Got my black hoodie on, even got my black hat on, got Cali booted up, and just, hey, want to welcome you guys to the live show. Want to give a special shout out. Don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm also rocking my TryHackMe 3 million user shirt. So thank you to TryHackMe. Just received it in the mail today. And I think the way I won that, if I remember right, is the internal TryHackMe team just nominated members from the community that they appreciate, and I somehow got nominated and sent a free t-shirt. So super excited about that. So rocking the TryHackMe today. But hey, just to give you guys an overview of the plan for today, we're going to begin the stream by looking at initial access for the new Red Team multi-cloud network on Pwn Labs called Thunderdome. I got permission from Pwn Labs to show people detailed instructions on how to get initial access. And then we're going to pivot over to TryHackMe. There's a bunch of TryHackMe challenge rooms that I have not done that I want to get caught up on. So this will be a mix of Pwn Labs and TryHackMe, as well as usual, any questions you might have about pen testing, careers. Happy to answer those. Do need to look over at chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. I want to say on Twitch, hello to HunterBot, hello to J Money, hello to the consultant. But I don't know if I can do that consultant, but I'll try. I'll try. And over on YouTube, we got a lot of people in the chat on YouTube. Oh, my YouTube chat is bugging out. We got Yes, No. We got my friend Zach. We got George. We got John. We got Joseph. We got Deadpool. We got Azure Wizsec. What is up, y'all? Thank you for hanging out. And let me check LinkedIn as well. If you are on LinkedIn, as usual, LinkedIn doesn't show me comments. So if you leave a comment on LinkedIn and I don't respond right away, I'm not ignoring you. LinkedIn just doesn't know how to do live streams and I miss half of the comments. But think that's everyone. Hey, y'all, let me know if anything seems off about this stream. Looking at it from my perspective, everything looks good, sounds good. Let's just dive into things, and I'll give you guys a glimpse of Thunderdome as we do this. I'm going to start recording for YouTube. We're going to make a shorter standalone video on initial access to the Thunderdome Red Team multi-cloud network on Pwn Labs, and then we'll stop that recording, and then we'll start another recording for some TryHackMe stuff. So here we go. Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to show you detailed instructions on how you can get initial access to the Thunderdome network on Pwn Labs. Now, if you've never heard of Thunderdome, Thunderdome is a Red Team multi-cloud network with 9 different flags spread across a it simulates a real-life enterprise environment in the cloud. Now, in order to get to the top of Thunderdome, you need to compromise AWS, Azure, and GCP. And because I know cloud is new for a lot of people, and a lot of people may be stuck on just getting initial access into the environment. You begin with an external IP, and you have to figure out how to compromise the first environment. So in this video, I received permission from Pwn Labs to give you guys detailed steps on how to do that. Now, I do want to be clear, if you're working through Pwn Labs, we're not accepting walkthroughs or video walkthroughs right now. Instead, once all the flags have been found, then Pwn Labs will let everybody know, hey, all the flags have been discovered. You are welcome now to make video walkthroughs, live stream, written walkthroughs. So when that time comes, I will do detailed walkthroughs on every single flag. But hey, I'm working through it myself. So I currently have 4 out of the 9 flags. So I'm not even done with it on my own. But I do want to show you guys the initial steps to get access. So let me share my screen. Here is Thunderdome. I can't scroll down anymore because you would see some spoilers on some of the flags I have, but you can see I'm about 35% through. Like I said, I have 4 of the flags, but here is what you will get with Thunderdome. Now, just to be clear, for those of you who don't know Pwn Labs yet, Pwn Labs is, think about TryHackMe or Hack the Box, but for the cloud. So there's a bunch of both red team and blue team labs that cover AWS, Azure, and GCP. And what Thunderdome is Thunderdome is the first cyber range through Pwn Labs. Now, to get access to Thunderdome, you do need to be an annual subscriber, which is going to cost you $200 a year. But hey, if you join the Hack Smarter Discord, which if you just go to hacksmarter.org, you'll find the Discord link. Once again, hacksmarter.org, you'll find the Discord link. But join the Hack Smarter Discord, send me a DM, and I will send you a discount code that will actually give you 15% off the annual subscription. But even outside of Thunderdome, the annual sub gives you access to other labs, but you can check out Pwn Labs today, sign up for a free account, and you get access to over 30 completely free labs, and you can kind of see what the platform is like before you sign up for the money. But Thunderdome is limited to the annual subscribers. So when you get to the Thunderdome page, you can see our entry point, and it's going to give us this IP, but I want to guide you through all the way from the beginning. So in order to do Thunderdome, the first thing you need to do is get on the VPN, and it's a different VPN than the normal Pwn Labs VPN. So it's this button right here. You'll just click Connect VPN. I've already done that, so we're going to do sudo open VPN. It's going to be your username. Mine is Tyler Ramsby, and then thunderdome.ovpn, and that should get us on the VPN. And we'll just pop this open. We'll call this terminal and cd home Tyler, and we'll just drop into Pwn Labs right there. So the first step is getting on the VPN, and then we are given this IP. And I also wanted to show you guys a good way to take notes as you're working through Thunderdome. The biggest thing to keep in mind is, like I shared already, Thunderdome is a pretty large red team multi-cloud environment. What that means is things you discover during the first flag will likely come into play in an upcoming flag, so you need to take good notes and treat this like an actual pen test. So I'm not going to show you my actual notes yet. When we do get to the point where we can release walkthroughs and I do my detailed video walkthrough, I'll even give you my full notes from Notion. But we're going to set up new notes just to give you an idea of a proper way to take notes as you work your way through Pwn Labs. So I'm going to jump over here, and I will go to make a new page, and we will just call it Thunderdome. We'll make it full screen here. And then we will do full width. And then underneath Thunderdome, what I like to do is I'll make a page called credentials. So as we discover credentials, we'll keep all of our credentials organized, because like I said before, hey, something you find in one step might come into play in another step. And then we will also, or the way I'm doing it is I make a new tab for every flag as I work through the flags. And since I can't really look at the flag, well, I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a moment. The reason I don't want to show you guys all my flags is once you discover one flag, it'll show the names of upcoming flags. And like I said before, I have 4 of the flags, and because of that, you can see 5 of the flag names, but don't want to spoil the challenge for anyone. So I just grabbed the name of the first flag, and we will drop the name. Emerge through the breach is the name of the first flag. Make that full screen, make our width full width. And now we can begin diving into things. So what I like to do in the beginning of each flag is we'll do like an H2, and we'll just call this our starting point. Each flag is going to have a starting point based on what you found in the previous flag. It might be credentials you're starting with, might be an IP, whatever it is, but we'll just drop in our starting point right there. And now with an IP like this, you want to approach it as like an external network pen test. We just have an IP. What can we do with that IP? I'm not going to go through all these steps. I do just want to teach you good methodology. A few things that you might want to do is run rust scan or nmap on the host, see what ports are open. If you do that, you're going to notice, I believe, 80, 443, and 22 for SSH, if my memory serves me correct, but doing that on the host. And because we know it's a web server, you want to do your traditional web server stuff. So we could say on the web server, let me get rid of this extra space. You want to do things like this. And you see me when I do a machine live, which I'll be doing later on in the stream. I make these steps every time I dive into a web server, but simple stuff, right? GoBuster for directories. You can also use GoBuster for vhosts. Use the website, like just as it's intended. Look for intended functionality. Check the source code, your basic enumeration stuff. And if you follow these steps, you're going to figure out that there's something interesting in the source code. So let me show that to you. Let's go ahead and grab our IP right here, and we will go to the page. So here we are, we define health. And if we're taking good notes, we also want to just take note of what we've seen so far. So if we go back here, we'll grab our screenshot tool, and I'll just take a quick screenshot of that. And I also want to take my notes out just so I can quickly tab through. But there it is. That's our web page that we are greeted with on our initial access. So we'll dive over to Massive Pharma. So we define health. We're dedicated to assisting individuals at every stage of their lives, adopting a strategy for care that encompasses preventive measures to diagnostics and treatment. And learn more just brings us back to this page. So nothing super interesting there. So pretty static website, not much that we can see. So when you're on a static website, really a few things that you want to check. One is, like I shared before, during your simple like Go Buster on directories, or looking for vhosts. But one easy thing that we often miss is just checking the source. And I've missed this myself when I'm going through boxes live, which is why I think it's so important to make a to-do list. This is especially helpful for those of you who might be studying for the OSCP. It's easy to fall into rabbit holes and then forget the things that you were supposed to check. So what I do when I approach a machine or even an actual pen test is, if there's a web server available, I'll make a to-do list first before even looking at the web server while my mind is fresh and I'm not falling in any rabbit holes. And then when like this doesn't work, I just jump to the next thing on the list, jump to the next thing on the list, jump to the next thing on the list. That good methodology is what's going to really help you succeed as a pen tester or on exams, whatever you are approaching. So on here, if you went through our list, you would eventually get to the point where you look at the source code. Now that's always important when you're approaching a cloud, because often you will see information in the source code about maybe an S3 bucket that is loading images from, and you can see if that S3 bucket is world writable. But as we look through the source code, and be like, okay, anything interesting, and this should grab your attention right away. So we have a comment here that says bitbucket.org Massive Pharma MP website. So let's go ahead and go there. And here we are. We are on Bitbucket, which we can already tell this is a misconfiguration. We should not be able to access this right now, but we are here. So we have this, and we can look at commits. It's always a good idea. So we have our initial commits, which might not be too interesting, but let's just look at all of them. So we have our initial commit, which is just a get ignore file, so we can ignore that ourselves. And then we have our index.html. And that's basically what we've been looking at, that initial commit to the website. But we have this commit right here by H. Sato, and he is the one who added this comment, deployed from bitbucket.org Massive Pharma MP website. The one thing to check when you have access to Bitbucket or any similar website for handling gets and commits is you can go up here and click View Raw Commit. And from here, we have some email enumeration. We have Haru at massivepharma.com. So we have some username information. Let's go ahead and grab a screenshot of that for our notes. So we'll just go like this, get the full URL up there. And I like to highlight, this is what we're pointing at. So we have this email enumeration right there. Nothing crazy we can do with it yet, but might come into play later on as we work our way through this machine. So we'll do email enumeration. So we have Haru at massivepharma.com. And I know I'm totally missing chat. Let me check out chat, make sure I'm not missing anything here. John Lowe said, vibe check passed. Hey, appreciate it, my friend. Hiddlestone said, can you show the certificate when finishing Thunderdome? No, I can't, because I don't actually know what that looks like myself. If I get that, I will be sure to showcase that to you. Evening, everyone. Would it be good to check stuff like the network tab? Not necessarily helpful on a web app. Doc G Money said, wow, I get to catch you live. Your videos this last week have helped me a ton with Pen 200 stuff. Hey, dude, thank you, and good luck on the OSCP. And looking over at Twitch, well done. I'm getting that far. Didn't even consider looking at raw content from Git commits. Awesome tip. Yeah, hey, something just to keep in mind, because you can see some of that email enumeration. You could also pull the Git down and do it that way, but using the GUI is just a little more accessible for people. All right, let's dive back into it and see what other information we can find. So we have Massive Pharma right here, and we have this website project. But one thing you should always check is, okay, we have a project called website. What if we just jump back out to Massive Pharma? And when you do that, you notice, okay, we have our MP website, which we have that very minor email enumeration on, but nothing else that's super interesting. But we also have Trial Data Management POC. So that's interesting. That should draw our attention, like what is going on here? And there's a lot going on here. Easy to fall into rabbit holes. So just to be clear, I did. When I was going through this myself, I spent way too much time looking through here, kind of falling into rabbit holes, trying to understand Open EMR. It is a real open source electronic health records. Maybe I should just go like get a CVE real quick out of it, throw another CV at them. But one quick way that you can look at what might be interesting is instead of looking at every single file, we can see most of these come from the initial commit. We want to see, hey, what commits have been done to these files? So let's look at this. We have our initial commit, but we have our HSATU person, again, Haru, who we have his email. He made an update here. So what update did he make? Let's check it out. So he put a data uploader.php, which has spots for an AWS key and an AWS secret, but it doesn't give us any information right here that would be helpful to us. So just interesting to note, but that's not going to help us get in. The other information we see is we have some type of bucket name here, so that might be helpful. But let's keep on going because we have another commit here called bucket name change. So maybe this is the legit bucket. So we see two changes that are made to this commit. We have, I'll try to scroll in for those of you watching, we have an access key being committed, which an access key in and of itself is not necessarily sensitive. You can't breach an account with just an access key, but there is some stuff you can do with an access key for enumeration. And we also have a bucket name update. So we have an S3 bucket that might come into play later. Like I said before, big hint, if I was a teacher, I remember teachers always used to say this might be on the test. I'm just gonna give you guys a huge hint. As you work your way through this bucket might come up in the very near future. So you want to take note of all the things you find. Let's go ahead and grab a screenshot of this information. So we have our key right here, and we have our bucket name, right? So we'll grab that, and we will jump over to our notes, and we'll just call this access key and bucket name. I'll grab the screenshot there. It's always good to include the full screenshot. So, and I'll do it right here as well. Access key, and we'll add it there. And bucket name. I don't feel like typing that out from up there, so I'm just going to copy this. Here's our access key ID. Oh, let's do that. And our bucket name. Let's grab our bucket name right here. All right. So let's just review some of the information that we have so far. We know that we have a web server running here. And by looking at the source code of the web server, I should have grabbed a screenshot of that. I would encourage you to do that if you're taking your own notes. But in the source code, we found a link to the Bitbucket where the website was posted from. Looking at the commits in the Bitbucket, we have some email enumeration when we look at the raw commit of Haru at massivepharma.com. And then we found another project, that POC project, and we found a commit here that adds an access key and a bucket name. Now, none of this information is super sensitive right now, but one thing to always check when you find an S3 bucket is to see if you can anonymously list the data that's in that S3 bucket. So just to show good methodology, let's do that. We'll open up our terminal here, and we can do AWS S3 LS S3 like that. I know the syntax is confusing, but here's what's going on. We're using the AWS CLI. We want to do an S3 command. LS, if you think about Linux, is list. And now we're just saying, hey, here's the S3 bucket we want to list, and we want to see if we can do it anonymously. So we'll do no sign request like that. And you can see it fails. So we can say, hey, we can't actually list the bucket, and we can make that as a note here. We'll do, go back up here, bro. Bucket is not world listable. And we can just add that as code down there. I want to make sure my code is bash. Beautiful. So we just have that in our notes. We did try to list the bucket. We can't do it now. But once again, major hint as you work through this, keep this bucket in mind as you get greater access to see if you can come back to it. But you also have this access key. So an access key, if you're new to AWS, in order to authenticate to AWS on the CLI, so if we do something like this, AWS configure profile Thunderdome. It's going to access for an access key ID. That's the information that we would put in there. That's kind of like our username. And usernames aren't totally sensitive in and of themselves, but if you have one, you might be able to guess a password. What's really sensitive, and you can tell by the name, is the secret access key. An access key ID with the secret access key would allow us to get full authentication to the AWS environment on the CLI. That's kind of like a username and a password. Of course, this isn't going to work because all my information there is fake. So we can't authenticate with that access key ID, but there are some things you can do. Specifically, you can use the AWS CLI to get the account ID from an access key. All right. So once again, if you have an access key, you can use the AWS CLI to get the underlying AWS account ID that might give us access to the console, the login, if we can find credentials. Now, if you don't know how to do that, let me just show you how you figure these things out. We'll just do something like get account ID from access key AWS. All right, Google's your friend. We have the AWS documentation right here, and it says get access key info, and then we just pass it the access key. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll see if there's anything else interesting here. So I think it is just AWS get access key info, access key, and we will grab it from our notes. Oh, here's our notes here. Oh, do I need to do IAM? I think I need to do IAM. Try this again, maybe. Nope, see, I don't even know the freaking syntax. Did I miss it here? Oh, STS, my bad. STS, that's what we're looking for. I always mess up AWS syntax because to me it's overly confusing. There we go. So it's AWS STS get access key info. Let me show you what I missed just because I wasn't clear. We have this get access key info. It's this STS right there. So it's AWS STS get access key info. And then we pass it our access key ID, which is what we did. So that provides us with the AWS account ID. So let's go ahead and grab that. That will come into play later, which I'll show you. And I need to just stay on this page. And we'll say... There we go. So we have the account ID there. But with that, there's still not a whole lot that we can do. Now, we could technically access the AWS console if we knew password. So if we do AWS console login, I need to make sure I'm not actually logged into an AWS console for Thunderdome real quick. I'll go back to share my screen in a moment. Okay, no, I'm not. So you can see to log in as an IAM user, we need the account ID, we need the username, and we need the password. Now let's just put together some of the information we have up to this point. We have our account ID. So let's grab the account ID right here. All right. And an IAM username. Well, that's often the email. And remember, we had this email enumeration of Haru at massivepharma.com. So let's grab that information. And we have our, oh, apparently that didn't copy. Do I have to right click? Bro, let me try this again. Highlight, Control C. There we go. So we have the account ID, we have the username, but the one thing that we are missing is the password. So let's go back to our enumeration and see if we can find any password information as we look at these commit. So we already looked at this one. We looked at this one, bucket name change. We saw Nina made an update. What update did Nina make? Okay, so Nina removed the access key like, yo, Haru, what are you doing, bro? We don't want to be having the access key here just in plain text because someone might be able to get our account ID from it. So her commit actually removes the access key ID. And we have one more commit from Haru again. A different Haru account, it would appear, but Haru again. And what do we have here? So we have this change made here. Interesting. So we have Haru using to a database using the password treatment. And it's from our same Haru account. And now consider the real world. Many times, I was going to throw out a statistic, but I don't know one, so I'd be making it up. But often people reuse their passwords. I see this in the real world all the time. When a password is being used in one place by a user, it's likely it's being used in other places. So even when I'm doing an actual pen test, especially an internal pen test is where I discovered this. On an internal pen test, I might see a spot where a user is using a password, and I'll try to use that password. I'll give you a really clear example. Let's say I'm able to breach a web app and I gain access to a user's password on the web app. I can then often gain access to the Active Directory environment with that same password due to password reuse. So we do see a password here. Let's go ahead and grab this for our screenshot, or for our notes rather. Move that right there. And we will jump back over to here. And I hate that Notion aligns to the center by default. I don't think you can really change that. So we have a possible password here of treatment exclamation mark. Let's see if that works to give us initial access to the Thunderdome environment. So we'll do treatment exclamation mark. Sign in. Boom. And we are in. We can jump over to our AWS console, and we now have access to the massive pharma AWS account as Haru. Now, I'm not going to show you how to get the flag, but you're very close to the flag from here. From here, you need to do some basic AWS enumeration with the account that you have, and you will be able to find the flag as well as find what you need to move on to the next step and to gain deeper access into the environment. So, hey, hope you found this helpful. Do want to show you another alternative way. So this is one way. If you find the password in the commit right here, treatment exclamation mark, you'll be able to use that password to get access to the AWS environment. The other thing you could do is if you just use Python to scrape the web page, you'll notice that we have that password being used here, which is another common thing that you will stumble across. When you have a company, a lot of people will use keywords from the company, whether it's the company's name with an exclamation mark on the end, or the year, or the season, and they'll use that as their password. So we see Haru using the password. You can either find it in the commit here, or you could have guessed it. Okay, looking at here, we have treatment exclamation mark. Maybe we can try these different things for passwords. I do just want to say, when it comes to this though, you generally can't brute force an account in the cloud. All the major cloud providers have strict rate limiting built up, so you couldn't like spray Haru's account with a bunch of different passwords. AWS would rate limit you and it would be unsuccessful. So you have to, when it comes to AWS or Azure or GCP, have a more targeted approach to the way that you do passwords. You can password spray, same password against multiple accounts, but you generally can't try to brute force the password of a single account. That will not work for you due to rate limiting in place. But that, my friends, is how you get initial access to the Thunderdome Red Team multi-cloud environment on Pwn Labs. So if you were stuck, I hope this gives you that extra motivation. Hey, dig in. You have access to the AWS account now. See if you can find that first flag. See if you can find what you need for the next step. And as always, my DMs on Discord are open. I shared before, I'm working through it live as well. I have the first 4 flags. So if you just need a sanity check as you work through those couple of flags, feel free to DM me on Discord. Would love to be the person to help you out with that. Once all these flags are found, we will also do a video series where I walk through this entire environment step by step, showing you how to compromise each part and get each flag. So hey, thank you for watching. Hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Boom. All right, guys. I'm curious, who's doing Thunderdome? Did you find that helpful? I hope you did. How long did it take me to get all 4 flags? See, I don't know. So like, someone even mentioned when I said I had 4 flags, like that was fast. But here's the thing, guys, I had access to this before the rest of you. So I was beta testing some aspects of Thunderdome. There's some minor changes in it from when I beta tested, and I don't think the flags were there either from when I was beta testing. So I already knew the initial entryway for some of it, although initial access took me the longest because when I beta tested, the initial access wasn't set up yet. So I had more of a assumed breach. I was given Haru's credentials, and that was my access point when I was beta testing. So just this initial access took me way longer than I showed on stream. I mean, I was really enumerating, trying to figure things out, and eventually got it. So initial access took me a lot longer than it looked, just when I make a pre-recorded video like that. But I don't know, for the first 4 flags, geez, at least a full workday, honestly, 8 to 10 hours, I would guess, for me to get the first 4 flags. One of the flags, at the 4th one, has a bunch of steps. Now, they're not like... The thing I really enjoy about Thunderdome is it's not CTF-y. It very is real-world pen testing, cloud pen testing. And I do cloud pen testing some, like I've done some AWS and some Azure, but I'm far from an expert. I'm still very much a noob at a lot of that stuff. So for me, it takes a lot of Googling, reading through documentation, asking ChatGPT, and I eventually figure my way through it. All right, want to make sure I'm not missing any other chat. I know there's a lot of chat going on. We got John V over on LinkedIn and over on YouTube. What up, John V? Good to have you here. Nefla says, thanks. So close and was just missing the email address. Hunterbot said, is the difficulty of the lab similar to real-world pen tests you've done or a bit harder? I would say it's a bit harder for me personally, but the only reason for that is the labs simulate more of a red team engagement and less of like your typical AWS pen test. With the typical AWS pen test, generally what you're given is a read-only role that allows you to read the resources, and then like a dev role, whatever they give to their developers. And it's more of an assumed breach perspective. And we, at least where I work at Rhino, we have very good methodology for how we approach AWS pen tests. Very like clear, do this, do this, do this. Here are the things you're looking for. Whereas when I'm working through a lab, usually it's more of a red team perspective where you're from the outside. You have to get initial access and enumerate. You don't have a read-only role, and so your access is limited. So I don't know if more difficult is the right word, but different. And I think doing both is super helpful, learning from both perspectives. All right. We have... All right, don't think I missed anything else in chat. Let me get some things switched around on my screen, and we'll jump into some TryHackMe as well. And guys, I don't know how late I'll be on tonight, bro. I've had a crazy day. My daughter woke up last night like feeling like she was gonna puke, so I did not get to bed last night till a little bit after 2 in the morning. And then I was a chaperone for a field trip. I took the day off from work to be a chaperone for my son's field trip. So I was with a bunch of preschoolers for much of the day. But so I was back up at a little bit after 7. So I'm running on about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And so I am tired, y'all, but didn't want to miss the stream. So I'm here. Just don't know if I'm going to go my usual 3 hours like I usually do. Might actually go to bed for once, but we'll see. All right, I'm just getting things closed out here, getting things set up for TryHackMe. John V said, dude, I got an interview opportunity with one of the big 4 this week. That's amazing. Dude, congratulations. Let me know how it goes. What's the role, if you don't mind sharing? All right, let's see. Get this closed out. AI? That's awesome, John. Congratulations. All right, guys, I'm logging into TryHackMe now. And we are here. Let's just see, like, what new rooms do we have? I know we have a bunch. Ooh. What's extended search? How do I use it? I don't know. Let's do... Oh, they added subscription type. I think that's new. Maybe it's not. I want to sort by newest. There was one that I think Overgrown Carrot told me to check out. Oh, we could do these 3. Did anyone do these 3 million challenges? Is this the one? I think this is the one that Overgrown Carrot told me to check out. Creative. Let's check this one out. Let me just jump on the VPN. We'll start recording for YouTube in a minute. Sudo open VPN. I don't even know my username for TryHackMe. I think that's the right one. All right. Okay, yeah, happy to answer questions while we wait, or while I get things pulled up. Emil said, do you have recommendations for a pathway past OSCP? Is OSEE a more red team route as far as exploit development go? Would Pwn Labs or just learning cloud pen testing be the next logical step? Oh, dude, you actually just reminded me of a standalone video I want to make. I wonder if I can make that real quick. I'm trying to think of what I would need for it. Let me just answer your question real straight. I would say after OSCP, don't focus on certifications unless you want to. Focus on security research. So start looking for some CVEs, start auditing some open source projects. I honestly think that's the best way to go. Once you have OSCP, get some CVEs on your record, contribute to the InfoSec open source community, and that will do more for you than more certifications. As far as learning goes, yeah, Pwn Labs would be good for cloud pen testing. Hack the Box, all those platforms are good. I do all of those alongside like your general security research. Neffel said, I did your room on TryHackMe and it was awesome. Looking forward to the next release. I have a CyberLens, which is through QA, and I have Silver Platter, which is through QA. Just have to make some minor changes to it. Silver Platter, I'm really excited about. Silver Platter, when you do that room, is actually based on CVEs I personally found and disclosed. So you'll have to read about, like, you have to read my personal research and figure out how to get access to the machine. So I'm really excited about Silver Platter. Often when people make a CTF, it's based on like a CTF or CVEs they found on Google. These are like my own CVEs for Silver Platter. So I'm pumped about that. Tawanda said, what tool are you using to edit your screenshot? I am using FlameShot for screenshots. What kind of open source contributions are you referring to post OSCP? I'm talking about finding CVEs or security vulnerabilities in open source software. So I have a video on my YouTube channel where I explain how I found 8 CVEs in 2 weeks or something like that. And I share my full methodology on how I do hunting in open source projects and find CVEs and all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, one video I wanted to make is people always ask me, how do I become a pen tester? And I when it comes to information technology, there's massive stuff in the field. And so I give people very similar steps that I generally think if you follow these, you'll be able to break into the field. And here are the steps. I might make a video on this. So what I recommend people do is, number one, do the pen tester pathway on Hack the Box Academy. 3 to 4 months of time. I guess I don't need to do the numbers. The numbers are already there with the line numbers. Number 2 is sign up for 90 days of OSCP lab access. So, 3 months. And then, of course, get the OSCP. That's my advice. If you want to be a pen tester, I genuinely think you could land a junior pen tester role within a year if you really grind it out. No guarantees, though. I'm not going to be your influencer that says you have to do this. But, 3 months to do, I wish I could spell. Let's just say 4 months to keep it plain. So if we say 4 months to do this, and then 90 days of OSCP lab access, 3 months to do that and take the exam. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7 months, right? We'll even say, well, that kind of is included in the previous one, right? We're at 7 months. Get your first OSCP. 1 month. Or first CVE. I think it's doable in 1 month. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can go from not being a pen tester to having a really good chance of getting a pen tester by following this pathway. And the reason I think it's helpful to have a pathway like this is there's so many things in the field. Actually, there's one thing I wanted to add. Hold up. Starting with that pathway might be a little too much. Begin with the Practical Ethical Hacker course, TCM. And that would take, I need a TCM. That would take, if you go through it slow and take good notes, 2 months maybe. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So 10 months. What do you guys think about this pathway? Before I make a video about it, happy to get your feedback. There's a lot of things I didn't include on here, right? There's a lot of things that I would say is more, can't think of the right word. Like just additions. Like TryHackMe, do TryHackMe as you do it. Portswigger, do Portswigger as you do it. But this would be the main pathway to follow if you want to get into the field as a pen tester. Yeah, Portswigger is good, but I would say like the baseline web app knowledge that you need to know to land a junior pen tester role is covered in the pen tester pathway in Hack the Box Academy. But once you land the role, Portswigger is amazing. Neffel said, I would do a secondary version with TCM purely based on the cost of OffSec. You see, the reason I include OffSec in here, even though like anyone who knows me knows that I am not a fan of OffSec. Unfortunately, if you want a job as a pen tester, OSCP is still like how you're going to make it through HR. Now, it doesn't mean you can't get a role without it. I got my pen testing job without the OSCP. I stopped for the OSCP after I became a pen tester, but that's unique for sure. So I think, guys, I want to make a standalone video on this, and it will take me maybe 6 minutes. I'm totally going to wing it, but let me give this a shot. How do I want to title it? Like in this video, I want to share with you how you can become, I don't want it to sound too much guarantee. Like I don't like the language where people are like, hey, if you follow this path, you will become a pen tester, because that simply isn't true. There's too many things that go into it, too many what ifs, too many different personality types. Like I can't guarantee you'll become a pen tester, but this path at least gives you a thing to focus on. Maybe I just need to make that clarification in the beginning of the video. Something like that. All right. We're going to wing it, guys. Here's my YouTube skills. Hey, what is up, everyone? In this video, I want to share with you how you can get ready for a pen tester role in 10 months or less. Now, I do want to be clear. I don't want to be your typical influencer that makes a guarantee. So I cannot guarantee if you follow this path, you'll be able to land a junior pen tester role. But here's what I can tell you. I am a pen tester. I've been a pen tester now for 1.5 years. I am a mid-level pen tester, started as a junior pen tester, and I do one-on-one coaching with people all of the time who ask this question. Hey, Tyler, how can I become a pen tester? What is a roadmap you would recommend for me? And without fail, this is the roadmap I recommend. And I truly do believe if you follow this roadmap, you will see success, not only in your own learning, but your resume is going to look awesome. You're going to at least get to the interview stage for pen testing roles, and you very well might land your first pen testing job in 10 months or less by following this roadmap. So what is a roadmap? Well, let me go through it real quickly, and then I'll share with you some more details. So number one, the first thing that you should do is go through the Practical Ethical Hacker course by TCM Security. This will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. I know from my own journey, every time I tried to learn ethical hacking, I was always confused. I was jumping from platform to platform. There was nothing that was very clear. I was going from Udemy course to Udemy course, trying to figure out what should I learn, what should I follow. I finally discovered Heath and TCM Security on Reddit, out of all places, and people recommending that course. I went through that course. I took notes on every single module, every single lecture, every single lab that we were going through. Matter of fact, if you watch my early streams and you see me working through my OneNote, that entire OneNote is based on that course. And that course was the one thing that began tying the pieces together for me, and it began making sense. So I would recommend that first. That will take you about 2 months of time to go through the course and to take good notes. Once you have completed that, I would recommend signing up for Hack the Box Academy and working your way through the Pentester pathway in Hack the Box Academy. That Pentester pathway is by far one of the best pathways I have seen that actually shows you what it's like to be a pen tester in the real world. They talk about everything from writing a proper report, doing AD, doing web apps, doing some more complicated web app attacks, but not going too deep on that, doing network attacks, doing external pen tests, and it culminates in one where you put all the pieces together, you do an external pen test, and you work your way through the full methodology. And I can tell you, as a pen tester, the pathway laid out in the pen tester path on Hack the Box Academy is actually what I do. Like, it's super accurate to what you do in a day-to-day life as a pen tester. That is going to take you roughly 4 months to make your way through that. Once you do that, I would encourage you to sign up for 90 days of lab access for the OSCP. Now, the only reason I say that is because, unfortunately, because OffSec wants your money, you cannot just buy an OSCP voucher on its own. The best you can do to save the most amount of money is to buy 90 days of lab access. Now, for those of you who know me, you should know I am not a fan of OffSec. So this is not an endorsement of OffSec in any way, shape, or form. Heck, I even have a rap song expressing my frustration with OffSec. But here is the grim reality. The OSCP is still the gold standard in making it past HR and getting to the interview process for a pen testing job. So if you're serious about becoming a pen tester, you likely want the OSCP on your resume. Now, I will say, that's not true across the board. I got my job as a pen tester before I had the OSCP, but I also recognize that's unique. But I got my job as a pen tester, and then I sat for the OSCP afterwards. But once again, it is unique. That's going to take you about 3 months, of course, 90 days of lab access. Take the OSCP and pass it. If you go through the full pen tester pathway in Hack the Box Academy, the Practical Ethical Hacker course from TCM Security, you're going to have no issue passing the OSCP. And then finally, here's what I think is going to set you apart, because here's the reality. Is you're applying for these pen testing roles. There's a bunch of people who have the OSCP, a bunch of people who want to be pen testers. How are you going to stand apart? And the way that you're going to stand apart is get a CVE. Now, I made an entire video on how I got 8 CVEs in a 2-week period. You can find that on my YouTube channel. I will even link it in the description of this video, and also maybe throw it up here if I can figure out how to do video editing properly. But follow that process. I share in that video my exact process for finding CVEs in open source projects. And if you have the OSCP and you have 1, 2, or more CVEs on your resume, you are going to at least get to the interview process. Your resume is going to stand out above other potential pen testers and get to the interview. And from there, well, I can't help you with your interview, but here's what I can do. At Hack Smarter, our whole Discord community, we offer donate what you can coaching. Here's what it means. You donate to a nonprofit of your choice, and you can meet with one of our coaches for a one-on-one mentoring system process, and we can do a mock interview. We can go over your resume in that. And hey, if you can only afford $1, give $1 to a nonprofit of your choice. We don't even ask you what money you gave to. We just say, who did you give to? And we'll do that session with you. So hey, this, I really do believe, if you follow this pathway and get involved in the community, you will be pen tester ready in 10 months or less, and you very well might land your first pen testing role. And hey, I would be curious to hear your thoughts. If you disagree with something I shared, or you have a recommendation for a different pathway, let me know in the comments of the video. Would love to hear from you, and honestly, would love to learn from you myself. But hey guys, hope you found this video helpful. If you're not part of the Hack Smarter community, let's start there. Link is in the description of this video. Would love to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. All right, y'all. How did I do winging it? No script. When I watch like how to make YouTube videos, the YouTubers always like, have a detailed script and what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. I'm just like, bro, let me just wing it and see how it turns out. There's a few things that we need to grab as well before we dive into TryHackMe. And that is, I want to grab, I think it's called B-roll. I don't even know if it's called B-roll. I just want to show some of the resources I mentioned in the video. So resources I mentioned, the Practical Ethical Hacker course. Let me see if I can even get logged into my TCM Academy account on my virtual machine, because I don't have my password manager here. And I'll show people kind of what that course looks like as the B-roll. So like when I'm talking in the actual video, it will cut to like that course. It will cut to Hack the Box Academy. It won't just be me talking the entire time. If that makes sense. Boom, I got logged in. Beautiful. All right. Here is this. Now, you guys aren't going to hear me talk because I'm actually going to hide my face in this corner right here. But when I hide my webcam, it also hides my audio input. So you guys aren't going to hear me talk. You're just going to see me kind of scroll awkwardly through here. They've even updated this since I've gone through it. So you can see like I have 100% complete, but there's things I haven't done because look, like there's actually a lot of updates. Yo, that's cool. Whoa. And they really updated the web app part of it. Amazing. All right. Let me go ahead and share I'm going to hide myself and I'm just going to start recording. All right, I'm back. That should be good for B-roll on that. Now let me jump to Hack the Box Academy. Give me just a second while I get logged in here. Just realized you guys weren't hearing me talk because my video was still hidden. Here I am. I was just getting things set up. All right, I'm going to hide my face again and record some B-roll for this video. Give me just a second. All right, that should be good. And I'm not even going to showcase the Pen 200 because OSCP will figure out some way to take away my cert because they hate me and I hate them. The feeling's mutual, so we won't do that. But the get your first CVE in 1 month. Yeah, I'll just point a link to that video. I'll just have me talking in that one. All right, I think we should be good with that video. Not going to edit it on stream this time. Don't want to waste your guys' time by watching me edit a video, but we'll drop that video probably later this week or early next week on how to become a pen tester in 10 months. But that is the magic of YouTube. Make sure I'm not missing any comments on LinkedIn. Oh, I am missing comments. Will they show up? I only see a few of the comments. I apologize. I see 4 comments on LinkedIn, but it says there's 9 of them. Oh, and now we're having issues loading the event. Wow, and now LinkedIn broke. For those of you on LinkedIn, gosh, LinkedIn is trash. Like, I think the LinkedIn stream failed, or it died for some reason. What up, AZ Cowboy 1? One sec, guys. I'm going to see if
it's just my computer or if the LinkedIn stream legit died. I cannot stand LinkedIn. Like, freaking step your game up, LinkedIn, when it comes to live streaming. Why are you such trash compared to every other platform? Figure your crap out. And I know it's not me, bro. Oh, no, it's still working. Oh, wow, so I can see the comments on my phone, but I can't see it on my computer. That's insane. Insane. What? Makes no sense. Freaking LinkedIn. All right, well, it looks like we're at least still streaming on LinkedIn. I think. Let's see. So I can see the comments on my phone. Okay, yeah. And I can see the comments on my phone, but I can't see it on chat. But that's fine. I'll just honestly check my phone. So let me see what I missed. Manu said AI times TryHackMe. Anything come into your mind? Nothing right away besides using AI to figure out what I'm doing. Juvenile said, what's the truth about THM that it isn't secure? What? I don't know what you mean. Regarding Pentester role path, it's better than PEH. The Pentester role path on Hack the Box Academy, Juvenile, goes into more detail than the PEH does. The PEH is much more introductory, which is on purpose, which is why I recommend it first. So, okay, on my end, hey, you're still streaming. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's working for you all. I don't know why I have such issues with LinkedIn. Actually, I do know. LinkedIn just sucks at doing live events. I mean, it's ridiculous that I can't see comments unless I check my phone. And I know it's not just me. I hear people complain about it all the time. But I'll just kind of keep it pulled up on my phone. Oh, shoot, my phone's dead, though, yo. One sec. I'll check every once in a while. My phone's charging now. Josh said, I've been doing a less focused version of the path. Started with Sec Plus, then went 90% through Hack the Box Pentest path, now 88% through Pen 200 and working the labs. Nice. That works. It's still a similar pathway. The reason I wanted to make that actually just comes directly from my one-on-one coaching with people. The biggest comment I hear from people is like, when it comes to getting into pen testing, there's just so many resources. It's overwhelming to know what should I actually focus on to become a pen tester. And then like the other videos I see that explain what to focus on, some of them are made by people who aren't even pen testers, which is the other crazy thing. Like if you want to get views on YouTube, make videos about pen testing or ethical hacking. But a lot of the people making the videos about that literally don't pen test or have never been a pen tester in their life. Why the frick are you telling me how to become a pen tester when you've never done it, right? So hopefully people find it actually helpful. And I'm not selling anything. I'm not even dropping affiliate. I have technically affiliate links to TCM and Hack the Box Academy, TryHackMe. But you'll see I never share them. One, because I always forget to share them. But two, I don't want people to think I'm recommending a platform because I'm getting a kickback on it. So I'm not even going to put my affiliate links in the description of the video. I'll just put links to the platforms. I don't need to get kickbacks because someone signs up. Like I said, I don't need your money. I don't want your money. I just want to help. All right. Okay, so LinkedIn's fully broken here. Whatever. Let's do some hacking, y'all. This has been booted up. Can I add an hour just to get it going? No. Am I on the VPN? Do I have notes pulled up? I do. All right, we'll just do on-prem. Not small text. All right, let's start recording for YouTube, and we'll see if I can figure out this room. Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to attempt the creative machine on TryHackMe. Now, I do just want to be clear with the way I approach these machines is probably a little bit different than your typical content creator on YouTube. I have not gone through this machine, have not read about this machine. I know nothing about this machine, so I'm going into it completely blind. What that means is I will likely get stuck, I will likely get frustrated, but I will also share with you my methodology and the way I approach a machine from the perspective of an actual pen tester. So So I hope you learned something from my pen testing methodology. Hope you learned something from the way I take notes. And hey, would encourage you to do this room alongside of me. So if you have access to the creative room on TryHackMe, get it booted up. Go ahead and pause my video while it boots up, and let's pretend like we're sitting down together working on this machine together. Now, for those of you watching on live stream, would encourage you to do the same thing. If you haven't done this machine, boot it up and let's dive into it together. And hey, feel free when I miss something obvious, which I will. Like, I don't know if you have ever live streamed before, but here's what I noticed. When you live stream and you know people are watching you, you miss the most obvious of things. So when I miss something obvious, feel free to let me know in the comment. My only caveat or my only rule is don't give me a spoiler. So like if you looked at the walkthrough or you've done this machine before, I don't want to know spoilers. I don't want to know that strong of hints. Let's just see if we can figure it out and work through it together. So without any further ado, here is the creative room on TryHackMe. The couple of things I've done so far is I just set up my VPN, so I'm on the VPN, and let's go ahead and make a directory for creative. We'll CD into creative, so it's ready there. And I also use a Notion to take notes, so we have our Notion notes set up here. And the first thing we want to do is let's scan the machine and see what is running. So let's grab the IP there, and let's first do sudo nano etc host. Now, if you're new to this, what etc host does is it resolves IPs to host names just so we don't have to remember the IP every time. So we'll do creative-thm, control X to exit, Y to save, and then enter in. And now if we ping creative.thm, it goes through. All right, that is a good sign. Now, what I like to do is we'll begin with Rust scan, just because it's fast, and we'll pass it over to Nmap. And the way we're going to do that is Rust scan-A. We'll do creative.thm, and then this right here is what passes it over to Nmap. So it's saying, hey, run Rust scan on this target, and then whatever ports are open, do -A in Nmap on it, and -A is just like aggressive, throw all the enumeration scripts at each open port and tell us what might be running on these open ports. So right away, we see we have port 22 open, which is going to be SSH or secure shell. So if we get credentials, we might be able to access it via SSH, and we have port 80 open, which is likely going to be a web server on HTTP. While this does its thing, the other thing we need to do is let's pop open Cato, which I think I need to update Cato. Let's see if I need to update. It's been just a little bit since I've used Cato on this VM. Yeah, update available. I have been enjoying the desktop version. Is it going to auto download? Yeah, okay. So we can close Cato. Well, you know, I'm not even going to update it now. Well, I'll deal with it later. I think what we need is going to be just fine in this version of Cato. Let's go ahead and create a project, and we will call it Creative. And we have our project there. We'll go over to Intercept, and we will open up a web browser. Chrome should be fine. Joseph said, thanks for all the info. I have to go. Peace out, Joseph, and Haircut Fish. Peace out, Haircut Fish. Good to have you hanging out. All right, we got that pulled up. We close this out. And we have Cato pulled up. And this is still doing its thing. So being slow. Should be fast. It's Rust scan. Go faster. I'm guessing it's just going to be port 22 and port 80 that are open. So can I just do like nmap-p 2280-a creative.thm-v for verbose mode. Let me speed it up. We'll let Rust scan continue to run to see if it finds anything interesting. But while it's doing that, we do know it's a web server, so we can just browse to the web server and just see, is there anything going on this web server? Small team with big ideas, creative studio. Web development, app design, we create awesome work, blah, blah, blah. Nothing going on here. We have some users. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the point in this box, but often when you see users like this, you just might want to keep in mind we might have some username enumeration here. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Do we have directory listing at all on these tabs? Nope. Nope. And that's done there. Rust scan is still taking a while for some reason, but we'll go ahead and grab our results here and start really getting our notes set up and dug into. Oops. And we'll just do code. Drop that in there. And now, the way I like to do my notes is I create a separate page for each thing that we are going to enumerate. So we'll copy everything for port 22, and we'll do SSH 22 like that. And make it full width. Drop the notes in there. Actually, let's do it in code. There's that, and we'll do the same thing for port 80, HTTP. And here is probably where we're going to be hanging out for the majority of our time. So right away, we have Nginx 1.18.0. Always worth looking that up, but I don't believe we have any crazy like RCEs that would give us access. But let's make a to-do list as we're on this web server. So we'll just call this like our enumeration to-do list. A few things that I want to do. We'll run... you know what I've actually been enjoying? I've used GoBuster in the past, but I've been enjoying dir search. So we'll do dir search for directories. We can try GoBuster for vhosts. We can check source code. Check something simple like robots.txt. So dir search for directories, GoBuster for vhosts, check source code, check robots.txt, use the website like a normal user, right? See if there's anything interesting. We could also run like nuclei or nicto. I doubt we're going to need something like nucleo. We'll just say run nicto just for a basic web scan. I doubt it's going to be very helpful for us, but we'll go ahead and do it. So let's get some of these scans going. We'll pull this up. We'll name this tab dir search. And we'll do dir search. I don't even remember the syntax. So what is it? Dir search. We can specify our word list. We'll just do the basic word list for dir search. It's actually pretty decent. Okay. Let's give it a URL. There we go. And now we can do GoBuster. vhost, I think it's GoBuster, vhost. Let me see the syntax. GoBuster, vhost. U creative.thm. There's better word lists, of course, for this purpose, but directory list should be fine for what we need it for. And we'll let that do its thing. And then finally, we'll do nicto-h creative.thm. All right, so that found assets so far, nothing super interesting. We'll run another word list to add it as well, but dir search will be a quick word list, see if it finds anything interesting. Now, in the meantime, let's go back and just see what is going on with this web page. So anything else interesting that we can see on here? Oh, so we have a contact form, which does this actually send a message? Oh, sure enough, it's doing a get request. What is going on? Okay. Contact us and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Oh, let's turn off intercept. So it just does this contact equals message. I don't know. That's interesting. Let's just take a note of that. We might come back to it. Maybe we have to use cross-site scripting or something to trigger something. Well, it's not possible. Contact us page. So I'm thinking something like that, using cross-site scripting on the message. Let's check out our scans. Do we have anything interesting? DurSearch has nothing much. GoBuster has nothing much. We can try a different word list. We will do that. In the meantime, let me make sure I'm not missing anything on LinkedIn, since I can only check on my phone because LinkedIn's live streaming platform is trash. All right, people just saying it's okay. Okay, cool. GoBuster vHost, Nicto, nothing interesting, nothing interesting. I have a feeling it's going to be, hey, this finished. So only 2 ports open. It's going to be that contact page. Because there's literally nothing else on this website. What's components do? Okay. Oh, shoot. What is this? Yeah, Overgrown Carrot. I'm doing this box because of your recommendation, dude. What's this? Oh. This doesn't actually enter anywhere, right? These are just weird examples. Nothing fishy going on here, I don't think. Obviously odd thing to see, but I'm thinking it's that contact page. The other thing I didn't do is look at the source code on the index.html, but it seems that the author of this box is doing everything they can to direct us to the contact page. Because they even say, contact us and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Sure hope it takes less than 24 hours in order for them to get back to us. But we could do like something. Here, let me pull up my handy dandy friend. Need to make sure I'm authenticated quick. I am. So if we did image source. Well, I could just do HTML. This is a little bit of an overkill, but whatever. I think it's image and then src equals, and then your external image that you're pointing at, and then you just close the tag out. Yeah, I was right. So I'm thinking, what if I just send, I'm curious how it is doing this. If I just send this as a payload and use my collaborator, or I'm not using collaborator, but y'all get the point. Use my IP up there. So do HTTP 10.13.46.224 hello.jpg. And we'll just go here. I'm going to close Nitco. I don't think it's going to do anything for me. If I send a message, will I get any hits back? I just want to see what this looks like again. If I set it to queuing. So here's the contact message equals. Is there anything else we can do with that contact message as well? I don't know. It just redirects us to this. Oh, these are all false positives as well on the vhost side of things. Dir search hasn't found anything interesting. I don't have any hits yet. Can you check the vhost? Henke said. I did. Right, one incredible resource as well for some of this stuff. Since I showed it off earlier, let's go to Hack the Box Academy. Share my face just for a moment. And if we go down to cross-site scripting, I can't show too much from Hack the Box Academy due to their policies. I'll share my screen in just a moment. So here's Hack the Box Academy, and like with every module, this is the cross-site scripting module, there's a cheat sheet they give you. I'm just going to grab a bunch of this stuff right here because I'm going to try some of these payloads depending on what we have working and what we're working with. Right, so something like trying this as well would be another thing to try on that contact page. Do I have any hits yet? Nope. So maybe it doesn't take HTML. I mean, generally though, if it's going to take JavaScript, it's going to take HTML, but our script doesn't even need to exist for now. For now, I just want to see, can I get a callback on mine stuff? Does this contact message do anything else? Does this like show up anywhere? Do 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 do. I'm not sure what else to check at the moment. I don't know what sort of contact form takes a password, but you can see, at least let me double check. I don't think it's sending the password at all. All it's doing is sending this contact message to it. Let's not send anything else. Just the contact message. Overgrown Carrot said, can I see that vhost checker again? All right. So maybe it's a vhost. But GoBuster apparently sucks at vhost. Hold up. Let's use Fuff for vhost enumeration. My problem with Fuff, y'all, is I just always forget the syntax. Maybe we're in a rabbit hole with my stuff. Virtual host discovery. That's what I want to do. All right, so this is how you do vhost stuff with Fuff. Oh, no, I didn't Overgrown Carrot. Hold up, let me look at chat. Did you do a pen domain with GoBuster because you have to do that nowadays? I didn't. I didn't know you had to. I also think, hold up, let me check one other thing. I think I forgot the syntax for Fuff so often I added it to my GitHub. Now I'm just curious if I added it. Is there any like... there is a vhost fuzzer. You guys see this? I was smart and I did this myself. Let's grab my vhost fuzzer. Let's actually see if my vhost fuzzer works. So our domain is creative.thm. Our word list is we'll use dirbuster directory list 2.3 medium. And then our URL is http creative.thm. And then we'll see what our FS filter is. Oh. Okay, so actually what we want to do is we'll do 178. All right. Let's see if my vhost... Oh, look at that. My vhost fuzzer comes in key. So lesson learned. GoBuster sucks for vhost, but my sweet vhost fuzzer I put in my GitHub finds it right away what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and grab a screenshot of this. It would have been cooler, though, y'all, if it was like a cross-site scripting in the contact form that did it, I think. I think that would have been cool. But here it is. We have this beta thing. So let's go ahead and jump over to here. Oh, where's my notes? Right here. No, I can probably delete this stuff. Well, maybe it'll come in handy. Stucks. All right, let's drop the screenshot there of it. And then I also want to grab, I'm guessing that's all we need. But let's grab this and we'll just add this to our notes as well. All right, there's my code. And what I'm thinking about doing, since with Notion you can easily share pages, is as I complete machines, I'll probably share all my Notion notes in the description of the video. So I'll kind of add in the scripts that I'm using so that people can also reuse it for their own purposes. But if you're like me and you always forget the syntax for fuzzing for vhosts, go to the Tenebrae 93 GitHub, which is my GitHub, and you can use the vhost fuzzer, and then you'll be good. You can see we found it right away with the vhost fuzzer. So with that, let's check this out. Beta.creative.thm. Oh, I need to add it to Etsy hosts. Good job, Tyler. Good job being a noob. Let's go this. Don't know if I'm going to have to refresh this or if it will. There we go. All right, so we have a beta URL tester. This page provides the functionality that allows you to test a URL. I can already see this is going to lead to RCE, but we'll check it out. So here's our beta system. Let's drop this to our notes. And we'll just do like h2 beta.creative.thm. So we have this beta URL tester, and let's just understand the functionality of this. If I do my own IP, 1013.46.224, and let me also open up Cato. We'll go over to intercept, submit. Want to see what this request looks like, and we can queue. So it's just passing it as a URL parameter. And often when you see stuff like this, you might be able to get RCE depending on how it's set up. My web server's still here. So we have already SSRF, server-side request forgery. We're able to make the server hit anything we want by putting in the URL. So you could technically do like internal scanning of ports and things like that. But let's go ahead and grab that for our screenshot. Just drop that in there. So we have that hit from our target IP on that URL. And does the page... Oh, it actually goes to the website then? It actually connects to it? So it's working, it's functioning as like a proxy. Okay. Ooh. Does it take file? I don't know if there's any like... So it just goes to that. That's interesting. I mean, if this is a pen test, something that you would definitely want to report, this is full SSRF. We shouldn't be able to hit localhost. And if there was some sensitive files we could hit, but I don't think there's going to be anything interesting for us. Yeah, it's just going to keep bringing us to that. All right, so then the other question we have is if we go back to this, can I do like... Oh, I don't think that understood that. Let's convert URL, encode that. Does that do anything? Okay. Okay, I'm thinking of things that we can check with this. With SSRF, file didn't work, right? If I do... Still think we might be able to get RCE as well. So we also want to look at some command injection. I don't think that's going to be interesting to us. Yeah, I kind of tried that. We could try that way though. If we go here, .46.224. So, you know, if that would have worked, we'd actually see the results of the command there. That's amazing, Overgrown Carrot. He said, hey, forget to let you know I did my first vishing today. Got hung up on by a Karen, and I knew it was already bad as soon as she said her name was Karen. But the second call, we got a hit. That's amazing, dude. Awesome job. So let's start with command injection. We don't want to DOS the server. Actually, I want to payload all the things. I think this is a good... If I remember right, guys, my lack of sleep's really getting to me here. I'm getting tired. All right. Oh, we don't need... Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze. Now I'm getting sick on top of being tired. Come on now. So I've tried most of these, if not all of them. I tried semicolon. I tried and. I didn't try or. Dead. Whoops. It's interesting that it serves as like a proxy. That's still like... I'm trying to think of how I can abuse that. That hasn't found anything interesting. Oh, you know what we haven't done though? Let's run dir search. On that beta endpoint. Maybe there's a sensitive endpoint that because we have this full proxy, we're able to hit the endpoint with this weird SSRF proxy stuff. So I'll let that run while I continue to attempt command injection. That's what I thought it would be. We could try background, I suppose. I think I maybe did that. I don't remember. Want a URL encode it. Okay. Nope. I don't think we need to bypass any filters. But like what these filter bypasses are is you can, if it doesn't allow spaces and stuff, you can actually do spaces or slashes with some crazy filter bypasses, which is what it's showing us here. But we're not even to that point, so I don't think that'll be super helpful for us. And we're not seeing anything pop up on dir search. We can hit localhost. So it always just redirects to this main page. It's not actually going to whatever directory I send it. All right, Overgrown Carrot. Here'd be my hint. Do I need to keep running dir search? Do I just need to use a different word list? Or is like trying to find a directory and then hitting the directory with this weird proxy as an SSRF isn't the way in? That would be my question. Just so I don't waste my time continually scanning for crap. Can I do How about like... we might be able to do something like this. Let's just try it. Got nothing to lose, yellow. Try to null byte it out. Okay, maybe that won't work. Can I just run a PHP script as me? Oh, laudanum PHP. Let's just try this and yellow it out and see what happens. We'll do 10.13.46.224. Our port is 1337 because we're elite hackers. Save that. All right, let's see if this does anything. If I do HTTP 10.13.46.224 shell.php. Just prints it as text. That's not a good sign. So that means it's not actually executing the PHP. So that's not going to work. We'll call it listener just in the hope that we get something. Overgrown Carrot said, what is funny is that I was going through the same steps you are, and the only reason I tried the ports thing is because of Hack the Box Academy. What ports thing are you talking about? Do some like port knocking craziness? So what we can do is scan internal ports, which might be what he's referring to. When you have SSRF, you can usually scan internal ports to see if they're open based on differing responses that come back. And there's actually some tools that allow you to automate that. If we do SSRF, I think it was in Hacktricks. Oh, on the chat with my first reply. Let you know. What's funny is that I was going through the same steps you are, and the only reason I tried the ports thing. Overgrown Carrot, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean by on chat with my first reply. On the chat with my first reply. Anyways, let me look at this tool. There's an SSRF like scanner tool that will automate the port scanning, internal port scanning. And then maybe we can connect to something there. I'm not entirely sure. What's the best way to install it? Okay, you just want me to git clone it. Word. I'm going to stop that. Don't think there's anything else here. All right, 3 install. Requirements. Drink of water. Okay, the red text scares me, but I think we're okay. So with SSRF, or this SSRF map, it gives us a few different ways that we can do this. You can, of course, do it manually. But with this tool, we can even read files. And so there's some interesting things you can do with this tool. I've only used it maybe once, so I don't even remember the syntax. But if we look at this, we have different modules I think we can load here. And so we're sending it our request. So maybe I just need to get my full request out of here. I'll just do something like this, maybe. And we'll do... and then Python 3 srf map.py request.text. Wouldn't you get the URL from here? Parameter to target. All right, so our parameter target is URL actually. And if we run module port scan, what does that do for us? So you can kind of see how this works. It starts with the most common ports first. So it found that port 80 was open internally. Oh, but now we're timing out on port 80. So timing out on all of these. Did I break the server? Okay, no, it's going back to trying to hit the ports. Might have to do this manually. I don't know if this tool's going to miss anything or even how long it's going to take, but I bet it's on some silly freaking port that's not going to show up right away. What up, Raphael? What up, Cali Max? Oh. Port 1337 is open. Is this the actual freaking file system? This isn't my file system or some crazy thing, right? No. Okay, well that's interesting. So first, guys, cool tool, huh? Where's it at? So if we let it finish, it would eventually like tell us, hey, here are the ports that we found that are open. I'll just let it keep running, showing off SSRF map. But what I do want to do is let's grab our syntax from up above here. So here's our syntax that we use just for our notes. Right here. Port knocking madness. Oh, yeah, that was the syntax. Perfect. And then we discovered that port 3033 is open, or 1337. And we see that information there. Let me grab a screenshot. That gives us like the full freaking file system. And jump this over. If anyone here works at Notion, can you please fix it so I can set it so it auto aligns to the left? Philip Stone said, what's up? First time here. What up, Philip Stone? Dude, thank you for joining for the live stream, my friend. I don't know if you guys were here earlier, but my daughter was sick last night. So I didn't get to bed till 2:30, almost 3 a.m. And then I was up at 7 a.m. to chaperone a field trip for my son, y'all. So I'm running on like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. So I'm really, really tired. But we'll keep working. So that shows me we have full file listing. but then we have to say like 1337 Etsy password or something, right? Let me just go to here to make it a little bit easier. We'll do HTTP. Should get the same results. Right. Right, and then we have Etsy password there. I think we have a user right there. So that's how we can kind of read it. Right, so now we can just do some basic enumeration. I don't know if we can put files or anything with this, but if we go to home, yep, I was hoping we had SSH. Beautiful. ID RSA. And we have a private key, ladies and gentlemen. Let's grab a screenshot of that for our notes. Private SSH key. And we'll even save that here to our notes. Right there it is. And we'll also go here. Is this done, I wonder? So this is still doing this thing. Eventually it would finish and tell us, hey, here are the things it found. Okay, fine. I'll just let you go, bro. You don't want to quit? That's fine. Nano. Change mod 400. And now SSH as, I don't even remember the user's name. Sad. Oh, we got a passphrase for the key. Okay. Well, we can probably crack that. I believe John has some modules for that. But let me make sure I need to. Is there anything else interesting here? And I can't write to it. So let me see what the module is for that. So we probably have to use John to convert it and then John to crack it. SSH to John.py. That's the tool I'm thinking of. Do I just give it the file? All right. Mousepad hash. Should attempt to auto detect it. But while it does that, let me just grab the notes that we use to do this. So in order to crack the hash, say cracking the passcode of the ID RSA. Let's say SSH private key. Convert with John. There's that. Crack with John. Whoops. Okay, so it's doing its thing. You could also try hashcatting it, but I have faith. I think it will eventually crack it. If not, we'll come back to it. Let me check out chat. What tool is for screenshotting? Seiyangoku asks. Screenshotting, I'm using FlameShot. right there. I use Flame Shot when I'm on Linux, and I use a Light Shot when I'm on Windows. I don't believe they're cross-compatible, but they're almost the same tool. Okay, maybe that's not the way in. Let's see what else our dude has here. What else do you have, homie? Do we have bash history? We do. All right, what do you have in your bash history? Anything interesting for us? Ha ha ha. We do have some stuff in our bash history. We have who am I, present working directory, the listing stuff. He is giving us his password. So can we access SSH from his actual password? That's another way that we could do it. And then we're doing some MySQL stuff. All right, let's try this out as well. One of these ways is going to give us in. And let me do SSH sade at creative.thm. Oh, I need a key. Is that key the key for the SSH password, though? I bet it is. So we'll do this. ID RSA. And we'll paste it in. Does that not work? Just want to make sure it's actually pasting. My strongest password yet, 4291. So I can't SSH as him, huh? Okay, I can't SSH with password authentication. And that's not the password used for ID RSA. Your John looks weird. Why are you insulting me, overgrown carrot? My John doesn't. Your John looks weird. Let me just try to hashcat this file. I don't know what hash this even is on here. Private keys. I did do SSH2 John, yeah. Did yours look quite a bit different when you did SSH2 John? Maybe my John is messed up. Yeah, not found. Yeah, like that's what I'm doing. Overgrown carrot, is John the way to crack this? Just so I know I'm not in a rabbit hole. Do I need to fix my John? It is the way to crack it. Okay. Let me see if I can like pull a different version of John real quick off the internet. Can I run it as a Docker container or something? Let's give it another shot. And we'll give it a little bit to crack it. In the meantime, though, we can just continue exploring the files. Like, this all looks interesting to me, and I have a feeling this is all going to come back up for privilege escalation possibly. So let's grab that and we'll drop it in our notes. We'll just do, like, we'll call it enumeration, right? And we have bash history. We have all that bash history, which seems interesting to me. Let's see what else we have. Oh, you know what we need to do as well? Let's make sure the freaking machine isn't going to die. We can get user, I guess, real quick. Might as well grab that flag while we have it, right? No, I don't want to create an event. Boom. We have user. And we can keep on looking around. Hey, John's done as well. We successfully cracked it with John. It just like kind of bugged out that first time. I don't really know why, but hey, we're still working. We'll save this information there. So we have it cracked with John. Our password is sweetness. Now we can probably get SSH access to it. Boom. So let's drop that in our notes. Crack with John. Just for our notes. All right, now we can look more at this enumeration. We have these creds.txt. I mean, all interesting stuff. Now that we have shell access as well, it makes our life a little bit easier. We have the start server.py, which is interesting. Oh, this is just that 1337 web server. Okay, got it. Our bash history, of course, we already saved that information there. So he's using creds. Sudo L, who am I? So let's do sudo L with those creds that we have from right here, my most secure password yet or whatever. Oh, and we can run ping as root. So now we can probably just GTFO bins out of here, I would think. With ping. I'm pretty sure ping's one of them. Oh, it's not? We can run user bin ping. Is that not a GTFO bin? F ping. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I don't even know what the frick I did. Maybe ping's gonna come up in another area. I mean, what? What can we do with ping? Can we get a shell? Does ping give us a shell? Not really. All right, ping doesn't give us a shell. At least I don't see any options to just give us a straight shell, but it is something to take note of, and I didn't drop that in my notes either, so let me just grab that. That's obviously going to have something to do with the machine. All right, so that's interesting. Yeah, no, verbose output won't do anything, Bell, but good guess. I mean, that'll just show us verbose for ping. I have a feeling ping's being used elsewhere, and we're going to abuse this in some way. But let's go back at our notes. What else did we notice here? So, sudo L, who am I? Present working directory, ls, who am I? MySQL. All right, let's log into MySQL as well then. Really? MySQL's not even installed, bruh. And then they're switching over to the root user. They're adding a user and a password. Interesting. What is the ping being used for? Is there a script that's running that somehow executes ping that we're able to abuse? We're not any groups. We can run linps in a second. Yeah, let's not waste my time. Let's grab that. Check out the options for sudo-l. What do you mean check out the options? Okay, good call. Let me check out the options. Let me just open a new one. SSH SAID at creative-thm. Good job. Spelling, Tyler, you're an incredible speller, dude. Sweetness. My strongest password. Matching default entries. We have environment resent, mail bad pass, environment keep. So these are the things. Let me just check this out. If I just Google this. So I will say I've never done this on a machine. I don't think. So kudos to the author of this box. I don't think I've encountered this on any machine. So what even is, let me read about this. In this post, we're going to discuss a new technique of privest by exploiting environment variable LD preload. But to practice this, you must take some help from our previous article, blah, blah. Shared libraries are loaded by programs when they start. When a shared library is installed properly, all programs that start afterward automatically use a new shared library. Every shared library has a special name called the so name. The so name has a prefix lib, the name of the library, the pove so, followed by a period and version number. Okay. The dynamic linker can be run either indirectly by running some dynamically linked program or shared object. Blah, blah. LD preload is an environmental variable that lists shared libraries with functions that override the standard set. They are implemented from the loader, blah, blah. It's important for the login user to have some pseudo rates. Therefore, we have given some pseudo rights. So it almost looks like the author of this box maybe followed this article because we have pseudo rights to ping. To do this, so we don't need to follow that. To exploit such type of vulnerability, we need to compromise the victim's machine at once, then move to privilege escalation phase. Suppose you start to log in and you have sudo L, which we have ping, and we do have that exact environment keep. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be key to what we're doing. Let's generate a C program file inside temp directory and save it as shell. Let's compile it to generate a shared object with the .so extension. Okay. Do we even have... Let's just try it this way. Oh, you might most likely done LD preload, just not doing it this way. Okay, gotcha. That you're probably right. Let's do it this way though. I don't know if this is the intended way. I don't even know if this is gonna work. But if it's a different way, I want to do it the different way. So we're gonna drop this in there. So we'll do nano. I'm freaking root. How did you guys do it? Did you guys do it the same way? Okay, cool. I want to record this though. This is cool. So if we go, well, let me just get the root flag. I am root. That's cool. Yo, I don't even know if the author of this box ever watched this video, but I really enjoyed this box. This is cool. It wasn't overly difficult. It wasn't like super CTF-y silly, but it teaches a priv-s technique that I don't see very often. That was cool, but I did successfully complete the room, but we're not done yet. Let's continue to fill out our notes so we understand what we did, and we can come back to this now. Can run ping as a root user. All right. Note. You see this variable. Create a .c file in temp. Gosh. How do I... Okay, whatever. And that C file, we literally got it out of Google here. This one right here. So, yeah, this is the exact command, although ours is going to be a little bit different on how we did it. First, let me just take away that useless space. Another useless space. So ours was ping, and the reason it was ping is our user could run ping as a pseudo user, and then that's what allowed us to get root. But I think that kind of showcases and ends our notes. Was there anything I missed there? Did Limpies discover that as well? I'm curious. Let's see if Limpies discovered that. I bet it did. It's probably going to be highlighted like high chance of Privesque. Oh, no, maybe it didn't because Limpies can't check sudo, right, if it requires a password. So I bet Limpies did not discover that. You have to manually do it. Limpies wouldn't show it to you. I bet I'm right in my understanding of that. Oh, no, there it is. It found it right there. So if you would have ran Limpies, you would have found it real quick. So I would have found it eventually after Limpies ran, because then we would have saw that. And if you literally just, I Googled that entire line and found it, but we found it that way, and you could have worked your way through it. That was cool. That was an enjoyable room. Want to say thank you to the room creator. Who was it? Let me check so I can thank them by name. Let me see. How do I check in the new TryHackMe? Oh, it's made by, here, I'll just share my screen. This person. Hey, bruh. Hats off. Sadiktar. Have you created other rooms? That was the first room. Awesome room. Hey, thank you, my friend, for creating this room. Learned something through the process. Thank you for sharing, and appreciate you doing this. But hey, y'all, thank you again for watching. I don't think I'm going to dive into another room because I'm freaking tired from dealing with my sick daughter last night. But thank you all for watching this video after the fact on YouTube. Hope you learned something through just me sharing my full raw process and methodology. And I will see you in the next one. All right, y'all. Now I'm just live with you guys on stream. That was a fun room. Dude, Overgrown Carrot, thank you for recommending it. That was fun. Yeah, Overgrown Carrot said, see, I said you would enjoy it. It also, I felt from what I saw, was OSCP and CPTS like. Yeah, I haven't taken CPTS, but definitely OSCP like there. Neflo said that Limpies only found it as sudo password is still cached. Oh, good call. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to see it. Good call. All right, guys. Well, I am going to do some video editing, and since I'm doing that, I'll hang around. So if you guys want to hang out with me, watch how I edit videos. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'll just hang out on stream while I do it. Happy to continue to answer questions. But since I have to do the video editing, I might as well do it on stream and hang out with you guys. Give me just a second while I get the right environment set up. Frick. Here, minimize, close. Do I even have volume? Guys, I'm so tired. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes. My eyes probably look freaking bloodshot. Asker said, do you usually do THM over Hack the Box? No, I go back and forth pretty regularly. That's one of the video ideas is I want to give some perspective on the difference between those. But I have subs to both of them. I think they're both incredible platforms. I think Hack the Box has a little more higher quality standalone CTF machines than TryHackMe. But what I appreciate about TryHackMe overall is TryHackMe seems to be less gatekeepery, and that might just be my feel from it. Like, I know some people that TryHackMe better. Hack the Box also has awesome people, but even on Discord, like the TryHackMe Discord just feels a lot more open and friendly to me than the Hack the Box Discord. I've gotten help in Hack the Box Discord before, but it just feels like a little more elite, maybe, if that's the right word. And once again, if anyone's watching Hack the Box, I hope that doesn't offend you. I love Hack the Box, but that's just kind of been my feel on it. All right, what videos did we create? Oh, we created the Poem Labs one. I don't even think I need to edit that one, though. This is just like its own standalone one, right? Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to show you detailed instructions on how you can get initial access to the Thunderdome network on Poem Labs. Now, if you've never heard of Thunderdome, Thunderdome is a red team. Yeah, so I don't even have to edit that one. Okay, that one's good to go. I just need to move it to the right folder on my system. I have a folder in videos like ready to publish and need editing, so I just need to move that one to Ready to publish. I'm going to get that one published tonight, actually. Do Thunderdome initial access. All right, that one's good. Now let's do my hacker roadmap video next, because that one we do need to do some editing on. Hey, what is up, everyone? In this video, I want to share with you how you can get ready for a pen tester role in 10 months or less. Now, I do want to be clear. I don't want to be your typical influencer that makes a guarantee. So I cannot guarantee if you follow this path, you'll be able to land a junior pen tester role. But here's what I can tell you. I am a pen tester. I've been a pen tester now for a year and a half. I am a mid-level pen tester, started as a junior pen tester, and I do one-on-one coaching with people all of the time who ask this question. Hey, Tyler, how can I become a pen tester? What is a roadmap you would recommend for me? And with that, let's edit that in where I ask, how can I become a pen tester? There's a text here that I think I like. Maybe. Where's it at? I don't know. Does this do anything? And figure out how can I become a pen tester? What is a... Okay, no, that looks dumb. I used it in one of my previous videos. I just don't remember what it looked like. This is the extent of my video editing skills, guys. It's not, my video editing's not amazing. Actually, it's pretty terrible. But it is what it is. It gets the job done. The frick. Okay, I got a bunch of questions. Let me answer those. How to get into Azure Cloud Sec Engineer. Probably take the AZ900 as your first step. AZ900 is an introductory step to Azure. That's what I would recommend. Blue Teamer here, what's your go-to tool for C2 when pen testing? You know, I don't even have a whole lot of experience with C2s. Like when I do internal pen tests, it's usually in such a way I don't have to remember a bunch of shells, so I'm not even using a C2 very often. That's more of a red team engagement. But I've been playing around with what is it called? Sliver, I think. Sliver looks really cool. So that's a C2 that looks promising that I played around with. I'm sure Cobalt, or not Cobalt. Geez, I'm so tired. What's the most mainstream one? I can't think of it. I'm half asleep here, but I've never had access to it, so I'm sure that one's awesome as well. Guys, I can't find the one I'm looking for. Yeah, Cobalt Strike. Yes, Cobalt Strike is that's the industry standard, but uber expensive. I just have never been able to get hands-on with Cobalt Strike, but if your organization will pay for that, that's probably the best C2. But Sliver is open source and seems pretty awesome. Akulish said, any recommendations to get hands-on experience if we finish AZ900? Yeah, Pwn Labs. Check out pwnlabs.io. Hands-on cloud pen testing for Azure, AWS, and GCP. Freaking A, where's this at? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. And without fail, this is the roadmap I recommend. Year and a half, I am a mid-level pen tester, started as a junior pen tester, and I do one-on-one coaching with people all of the time who ask this question. Hey, Tyler, how can I become a pen tester? How can I become a pen tester? how can I become a pen tester? What is a roadmap you would recommend for me? And without fail, this is the roadmap I recommend. And I truly do believe if you follow this roadmap, you will see success, not only in your own learning, but your resume is going to look awesome. You're going to at least get to the interview stage for pen testing roles, and you very well might land your first pen testing job in 10 months or less by following this roadmap. So what is a roadmap? Well, let me go through it real quickly, and then I'll share with you some more details. So number one, the first thing that you should do is go through the Practical Ethical Hacker course by TCM Security. This will take you about, through it real quickly, and then I'll share with you some more details. So number one, the first, can I not edit it until it's there? First thing that you, Practical Ethical Hacking course by PHH. It's the first part. Is go through the Practical Ethical Hacker course by TCM Security. This will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. I know from my own journey, every time I tried to learn ethical hacking, I was always confused. I was jumping from platform. All right, I need to stop sharing my screen just for a moment while I grab our B-roll that we taped real quick so I can just pull that in easily. I was jumping from, I was always confused. I was jumping from platform to platform. There was nothing that was very clear. I was going from Udemy course to Udemy course trying to figure out what should I learn, what should I follow. I finally discovered Heath and TCM Security on Reddit, out of all places, and people recommending that course. I went through that course. I took notes on every single module, every single TCM Security. You are missing out. I know from my own journey, every detail. So number one, the first thing that you should do is go through the Practical Ethical Hacker course by TCM Security. This will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, this will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH, let's fade that a little bit. PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. I know from my own journey, 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. I know from my own journey, every time I tried to learn ethical hacking, I was always confused. I was jumping from platform to platform. There was nothing that was very clear. I was going from Udemy course to Udemy course trying to figure out what should I learn, what should I follow. I finally discovered Heath and TCM Security on Reddit, out of all places, and people recommending that course. I went through that course. I took notes on every single module, every single lecture, every single lab that we were going through. Matter of fact, if you watch my early streams and you see me working through my OneNote, every single lecture, every single lab that we were going through. Matter of fact, if you watch my early streams and you see me working through my OneNote, that entire OneNote is based on that course. And that course was the one thing that began tying the pieces together for me, and it began making sense. So I would recommend that first. That will take you about 2 months of time to go through the course and to take good notes. Once you have completed that, I would recommend signing up for Hack the Box Academy. You know what'd be cooler than this silly text? Thing that you should do. I bet they have a logo I can steal off the internet real quick. Give me just a second. Security PH course. Can I? Here we go. Save image as. Give me just a second, y'all. I mean, it'd look better if I had a white background, but it'll do fine right here, I think. Thing that you should do is go through the Practical Ethical course by TCM Security. Hacker course by TCM Security. This will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. Let me grab this other one. I think I see a better one. Isn't video editing so much freaking fun? It's not. I hate it. It's a necessary evil. I just want to hack stuff, though. By TCM. Yeah, that one looks a lot better. Course by TCM Security. This will take you about 2 months. Now, if you have not gone through the PEH course through TCM Security, you are missing out. I know for every single lab that we matter of fact, if you watch my early streams and you see me working through my OneNote, that entire OneNote is based on that course. And that course was the one thing that began tying the pieces together for me, and it began making sense. So I would recommend that first. That will take you about 2 months of time to go through the course and to take good notes. Once you have completed that, I would recommend signing up for Hack the Box Academy. All right, let me just see if I can grab a logo for them real quick. Theirs looks a little more difficult to find. How about Hack the Box, SVG logo? There we go, I found one. All right, back to sharing my face for just a moment while I grab this logo. I would recommend signing up for Hack the Box. Takes up my face. Just put it right there on my hood. Academy and working your way through the Pentester pathway and Hack the Box Academy. That Pentester pathway is far one of the best pathways I have seen that actually shows you what it's like to be a pen tester in the real. By far, one of the best tester pathway is by far one of the best pathways I have seen that actually shows you what it's like to be a pen tester in the real world. They talk about everything from writing a proper report, doing AD, doing web apps, doing some more complicated web app attacks, but not going too deep on that, doing network attacks, doing external pen tests, and it culminates in one where you put all the pieces together, you do an external pen test, and you work your way through the full methodology. And I can tell you, as a pen tester, the pathway laid out in the pen tester path on Hack the Box Academy is actually what I do. Like, it's super accurate to what you do in a day-to-day life as a pen tester. That is going to take you roughly 4 months to make your way through that. Once you do that, I would encourage you to sign up for 90 days of lab access for the OSCP. Now I have to unfortunately find a freaking OSCP logo, my arch nemesis. OSCP logo SVG. I really hope TCM Security takes over, guys. I cannot stand OffSec, but it is reality as of now that if you want to be a pen tester, you have to deal with freaking OffSec. Now, the only reason I say that is because days of lab access for the OSCP. Now, the only reason I say that is because, unfortunately, because OffSec wants your money, you cannot just buy an OSCP voucher on its own. The best you can do to save the most amount of money is to buy 90 days of voucher on its own. The best you can do to save the most amount of money is to buy 90 days of lab access. Now, for those of you who know me, you should know I am not a fan of OffSec. So this is not an endorsement of OffSec in any way, shape, or form. Heck, I even have a rap song expressing my frustration with OffSec. But here is the grim reality. The OSCP is still the gold standard in making it past HR and getting to the interview process for a pen testing job. So if you're serious about... Over on Twitch, we got Nemesis saying, did someone say Nemesis? Yeah, dude, I was calling you out, bro. becoming a pen tester, you likely want the OSCP on your resume. Now, I will say that's not true across the board. I got my job as a pen tester before I had the OSCP, but I also recognize that's unique. But I got my job as a pen tester, and then I sat for the OSCP afterwards. But once again, it is unique. That's going to take you about 3 months, of course, 90 days of lab access. Take the OSCP and pass it. If you go through the full pen tester pathway in Hack the Box Academy, the practical ethical hacker course from TCM Security, you're going to have no issue passing the OSCP. And then finally, here's what I think is going to set you apart, because here's the reality. Is you're applying for these pen testing roles, there's a bunch of people who have the OSCP, a bunch of people who want to be pen testers. How are you going to stand apart? And the way that you're going to stand apart is get a CVE. Now, I made an entire video on how I got 8 CVEs in a 2-week period. You can find that on my YouTube channel. I will even link.
How do I add a video? Can I add a video here, or do I have to do it in YouTube? I bet I have to do it in YouTube, like add a video on the YouTube video, and then like people can go to it. Maybe I'll have to just remember to do that.
Link it in the description of this video, and also maybe throw it up here if I can figure out how to do video editing properly. But follow that process.
Cyber said over on YouTube, Tyler, I finished PEH, Windows Privilege Escalation, Linux Privilege Escalation, TCM. I'm active on Hack the Box and THM over 2 years now. I took EJPT and passed. What am I missing to land a job? Unfortunately, you're missing the OSCP, is the brutal reality. Do you have the OSCP? If not, that's probably going to be your next step.
As I share in that video my exact process for finding CVEs in open source projects. And if you have the OSCP and you have 1, 2, or more CVEs on your resume, you are going to at least get to the interview process. Your resume is going to stand out above other potential pen testers and get to the interview. And from there, well, I can't help you with your interview, but here's what I can do. At Hack Smarter,
there's actually a screenshot I want to grab. Hold up, y'all. Give me just a second. There's a really cool comment on my OSCP video about how someone used the methodology or not my OSCP video, my CVE video, on how I found those CVEs that someone shared. They used my exact methodology and they found 3 CVEs in an open source software. So like, yo, what I talk about in that video is legit. Not just saying stuff to get those views. Let me see if I can find it. I can't even find my own video. Here it is. All right, let me see if I can turn on light shot. I'll go back to share my screen in a moment. Picture CVE hunt. All right. Cyber said, thank you. Knox Lumen said, I sympathize with you. I have CEH, PJPT, PMPT, PJWT, help desk for a long time and have been applying. OCP is the only thing I think of to try next, so I'm working towards it. The other alternative is to get CVEs. Yeah, so Knox Lumens, I'm actually the one who said that in Discord, dude. To get CVEs and use that to get into the industry. That's another thing you could do instead of the OSCP. If you want to skip the OSCP, you could get CVEs as well, for sure.
Pen testers and get to the interview, and from there, well, I can't help you with your interview, but here's what I process for finding CVEs in open source projects. And if you have the OSCP, and if you have the OSCP open source projects, and if you have,
and it looks fuzzy here in Clipchamp, but when we export this, it'll be full HD.
My exact process for finding CVEs in open source projects, and if you have the OSCP and you have 1, 2, or more CVEs on your resume, you CVEs and open source projects. And if you have the OSCP and you have 1, 2, or more CVEs on your resume, you are going to at least get to the interview process. Your resume is going to stand out above other potential pen testers and get to the interview. And from there, well, I can't help you with your interview, but here's what I can do. At Hack Smarter, our whole Discord community, we offer donate what you can coaching. Here's what it means. You donate to a nonprofit of your choice, and you can meet with one of our coaches for a one-on-one mentoring system process, and we can do a mock interview. We can go over your resume in that. And hey, if you can only afford $1, give $1 to a nonprofit of your choice. We don't even ask you what money you gave to. We just say, who did you give to? And we'll do that session with you.
Sana, you can
so
ask.
Hey, this, I really do believe if you...
Chris said that'd be another wrap. No, dude. I shared before, we did a full TryHackMe machine and some Pwn Lab stuff, but I was up with my daughter who was sick last night, so I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep, y'all. I'm freaking exhausted. So we knocked out those machines, but my energy is gone. I'm just doing some video editing now because I have to finish these videos.
Follow this pathway and get involved in the community. You will be pen tester ready in 10 months or less, and you very well might land your first pen testing role. And hey, I would be curious to hear your thoughts. If you disagree with something I shared or you have a recommendation for a different pathway, let me know in the comments of the video. Would love to hear from you, and honestly, would love to learn from you myself. But hey guys, hope you found this video helpful. If you're not part of the Hack Smarter community, let's start there. Link is in the description of this video. Would love to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Whoa, bro. Okay. Sweet. Let me export that beast out. All right, and now... one last thing before I can go to bed. I need to upload the video on initial access to Thunderdome. So let me start uploading that video. You guys can see how the cool video uploading process. Well, actually, no, I can't share my screen yet. Let me just upload video and grab the right video. You guys don't need to see all my unreleased videos yet. All right, ready to publish. Thunderdome initial access. And now I need to make a thumbnail. We'll show you guys my super intense process. This freaking picture, y'all. Isn't that amazing? This is how I make thumbnails, is with YouTube. What if I make this a little bit smaller? And we'll do inserts. No, I don't like that color. Maybe like that. Freaking hate this part of YouTube, y'all, but you have to do this crap to get videos. It looks terrible though. Like, I need to learn how to make better thumbnails. I don't like the way that looks. Oh, imagine IT employee in his 50s making thumbnail MS Paint. Dude, that's what I really need to do, is use MS Paint. That's what the real hackers would do. I just don't know what color I want. Guys, what color should I use? Maybe just white. Canva? You guys recommend Canva? All right. All right. Well, let's check out Canva. I better not have to pay or I gotta hack them. And I can't hack people live on stream. I'll end up in prison. The frick do I use Canva? Thumbnail. these pictures, dude. You guys, if you've never made these stupid freaking pictures, this is the most awkward thing to sit in my bathroom. Like a, gosh, it's so dumb. Freaking. Which one should I use? See, none of these fit what I'm going for, though. These are too freaking cheesy. I just want, like, initial access. Thunderdome, initial access. You guys know what I mean? Oh, is this a Pro template? Yeah, I'm not using Canva Pro. I'll freaking give myself Canva Pro if I have to. Are these only available for Canva Pro paid? This is the only one that's free. The rest of these require Canva Pro. I'm not paying Canva. Are these free? Oh no, okay, they're not all Canva Pro. Can I do this one? All right, give me just a second while I grab some media. Uploads, upload files, downloads. Open that. Okay, I don't know where my silly thumbnails are. Give me just a second while I search through my file system for them. AI picture of Tyler with Thor hammer breaking into the cloud. Callie Max, dude, if you can make that for me, I will make that the thumbnail. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I like it. How do I get the text to move? No. Move. Text box, move. Oh, okay. Or what if I do... Oh, my face disappeared. The frick? Get bigger. Bigger. How do I make the... Is there... Move. I don't know, guys. I think I like mine better. I like my PowerPoint thumbnail better. I just need to redesign my PowerPoint thumbnail. Give me a second. Let me see if I can make some magic in PowerPoint. Give me just a moment. If anyone wants to make me thumbnails for free, do it. But I'm not going to pay you. Thumbnails are a necessary freaking evil. And I don't care enough about getting views to spend money on thumbnails personally. Oops. Dude, Tyler, bro, you're too big, homie. Like, something plain like that, honestly, is enough for me. Although, this one kind of needs to be on this side. All right, nice and simple. That's my thumbnail. That looks fine to me, I think. Let me just share my face 1 second while I mix this down. Yeah, guys, so this is legit how I make thumbnails. I make them in PowerPoint, and I just save them as JPEGs because that's what real hackers do. There we go. Initial access to Thunderdome. It's the first cyber range by Pwn Labs, which provides a multi-cloud red team environment covering AWS, Azure, and GCP. In this video, I provide detailed steps on getting initial access to Thunderdome. This is the first cyber range by Pwn Labs, which provides a multi-cloud red team. This is the first cyber range by Pwn Labs. Thunderdome. Multi-cloud red team environment covering AWS, Azure, and GCP. Grab this Discord link real quick. Oh shoot, dude, I got a bunch of freaking messages on Discord, man. I need to respond to these. Okay. Wait, is it Thunderdome with a lowercase d or capital D? Capital D. I'm glad I checked that. Thunderdome initial access. I need to put Pwn Labs on here as well so it comes up. Thunderdome initial access. Something like that. All right, you guys are here for the magic. We need to do a new playlist. Thunderdome. Because once I make all the other walkthrough videos, we'll throw that in here. Yeah, get that money. All the money I make from YouTube. Crazy amount of money. Blah, blah, blah. Visibility. Boom. You guys are here for the creation of the video. And here. Oh, check your Discord. AI is slow tonight. Okay. Let me check Discord real quick. What's Cali Max hitting me? Freaking Thor. That doesn't look like me, though. Dude, you got to put my face on that thing. All right. Let's public, and we will publish. Thunderdome initial access, Poem Labs detailed walkthrough. All right. We got it published. All right, y'all. I am going to call it a night now. I'm going to get this video shared on Discord and stuff, and I need to respond to a bunch of messages, it looks like. But hey, really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Default Sec, yeah, you're spot on. So Default Sec said on Twitch, so you'd recommend THM for general knowledge, Hack the Box for a more challenging practice, and both TCM and Hack the Box Academy for filling in the gaps before going for the OSCP. Yeah, you're spot on. That's good. Let's raid someone though. Let me pop out, open this in a new tab. Let's see if we have anyone streaming on infosecstreams.github. Oh, we have a few people. Let's check out who's streaming. We have Blaze Bits. Who's this?
Hey, what happened? The alert didn't trigger.
All right. This seems like a nice person. Let's raid this person. So if you're not on Twitch, you can come join the Twitch stream if you want to be part of the raid. Twitch.tv/hack_smarter. Forget the crazy screen that it's doing there. But let's go ahead and raid this person. So raid's been created on Twitch. Y'all sign up for the raid. When you get there, the raid word is hack smarter, not harder. Hack smarter, not harder. And then we'll sign off from the stream. So raid is ready. Hack smarter, not harder is going to be the raid thing. And we will go ahead and do the raid. For all of you watching the other platforms, thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next one.